and with a PDF that we'll send out to you that you're able to distribute to anyone you want, Jeff, so that you can share this information. Okay?
Perfect.
So what happens, there are many situations where you've got a project or an estimate that's pretty similar to a project or estimate that you did in the past. A lot of our users, unfortunately, haven't heard about things called clipboards. So what they'll do is they'll actually copy the line items by looking at a piece of paper, opening up the software, and re-entering those line items. What they could have done is they just went into the software. Is that what's coming in? Oh, that's Bob. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Sorry, I'm a little late.
Oh, that's quite all right, Bob. We just got started. So Bob, Jeff, and Walter. Okay. So we're right inside the application. Good to talk to you again. Bob, what this is this a spotlight. We do these once a month. And what we're doing is just taking a little portion of that training class you went to a couple weeks ago and trying to break it down to a smaller bit. What we're going to do right now is talk about copying and pasting. There are two types of clip that we have. The first clipboard is called an estimate clipboard. And we can do with an estimate clipboard, you can go to multiple projects. And Walter, have you used E4 Clicks?
I don't have, yes, I've used it, but I don't have much experience with it.
That's okay.
Someone in the office who does.
Right, so you're learning a little bit, right?
Say again?
You're learning a little bit about, right?
Yes.
Okay. You understand what a project is, right?
Yes.
So a project would be something that you're working on, and within that project, what you'd have is multiple estimates. Now, you don't have to build multiple estimates, but whenever we talk to you, we simply think that building multiple estimates allows you to see what the pricing is for that individual section, and or if your owner says, well, how much is this portion or how much is that portion, it's a whole lot easier to report that back to them if within a project, this happens to be one called Renovate Bathrooms, I went ahead and broke that down into different locations or different disciplines or a combination of both, okay? So we understand some terminology. So we have a clipboard that will allow you to go to multiple projects and tag multiple estimates and put those in your clipboard. But what if you got line items? And what we mean by line items, Walt, is we open up the project with the estimate, and these are called line items. Those are the items that generally come from RS Means, one of your IQs, or your own independent line items. You can place those line items inside your clipboards. So the two clipboards that we have, what do we mean by pasting? What we mean by pasting is it gives you the ability to take one or more things out of your clipboard and paste it in a new location so you'll be able to reuse it quickly. So let me kind of give you an example. I'm just going to start a brand new project, okay? In this new project, I'm going to right-click, I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm just going to choose a contract called Saver, okay? And what I do here is I'm just going to label this New Project. And now I've saved that, I can put it up, and there's an estimate here, but there's no line items in it. So I kind of get smart, and I'm like, you know, I already created a project that's very similar to this. So what I want to do is go ahead and leave that project, and I'll look. Right now I happen to be on my Active tab. I want to go ahead and I want to look at my Construct Office, and what I will get is my finishes, my computer flooring, and my electrical. So what I've done here is I've identified three estimates. By highlighting the first one and pressing the space bar, as you know, Bob, that's the quickest way to put a check mark to the left of it. Highlight the second one, putting a check mark, highlighting the third, putting a check mark. If I wanted to, I certainly can just use my mouse and click within that box to turn on and or off that check mark. Now I have an item ready to put in my clipboard. It's time to put it in there. There are three ways to do it. As we start advancing the classes, we'll probably do more with hotkeys, but we'll honor and respect that there's some new users that might not be real familiar with the Windows or the 4-clicks hotkeys. The way is by what we call the toolbar. That's located at the top of the window right here. With the toolbar, if I hover over this, it's going to go ahead and give me a little message right there that says, copy tagged estimates to my clipboard. I notice right here where it says Estimate Clipboard Empty, there's nothing there. When I click on that, there are now 4 items inside my clipboard. Those 4 items happen to represent those 4 estimates right there. What's really kind of handy within 4 clicks is if I just want to double click in that area right there, that immediately lets me see those estimates. So what I'm going to go ahead and purge those real quick, and I'm going to show you the second way that you can put these 4 items into your clipboard. That is by right-clicking. What right-clicking is going to do is identify who you are, where you are, and give you a choice of menus and sometimes a menu structure like you did here with the tree. So what I'd want to do is look at Estimate Clipboard, and I'd want to go to Copy Tag Estimates to Clipboard. Now, if I've used the software just a little bit, I might know that there's a hotkey called Control-C. So let me tell you how I could have done that. I could have tagged these estimates. There's nothing in my clipboard. I press Control-C, which is right here, and I can immediately see those. Does that make sense to everybody how that's working?
Yes.
Okay. Now what's real neat is I can leave this project. I can go to another project. Open up. And if I want, I can tag that estimate without touching it at all, put that inside my clipboard, and you'll notice there's now 5 estimates on my clipboard. Clipboard stays there until you purge it, or you leave the program and close the project window. Other than that, the clipboard is there for you. And one important thing is, when you paste something from one project to another project, you will not touch that existing project where it came from. All we're doing is making a quick copy of it so you can put it in your new project. That's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to go to my new project. Okay? Now, a couple of things I can do here. I can paste. I can review my clipboard, or I can paste and purge. So let me go ahead and show you what that means. For me, paste, again, I can go to my clipboard icon, and I look at what's called View Clipboard. So if I've been away from the computer for a minute and I want to know what's in the clipboard, I absolutely can see the clipboard sitting right here. It's a live clipboard. I can see these estimates. If I didn't want to paste something in here, I can uncheck it, get all, do whatever I'd like right here. It gives me the ability with these little checks to say what's going to be imported and what's not imported. So let's take a look at how I would import these into my estimate. When I know what to do, I simply right-click. By right-clicking, I get a little menu. Now this seems to give me 2 choices. I paste the tagged estimates into the project, or if I want, I can merge those all into one. I'm thinking Bruce is an estimator. I'm probably not going to merge those into one. But if I want to, I could. So your choice. I'm going to go and just bring them right into my project. By doing that, we've got some settings inside our project, some really neat settings. You should well know that sometimes you're a general contractor submitting an estimate with standard overhead, profit, and bonding. Sometimes you're a jock contractor. Sometimes you're a jock and a saber contractor using the same program to work on multiple contracts. So fully know that you have things called totaling components. Walter, do you know anything about totaling components?
No.
That's okay. You know what an estimate is, right?
Yes.
And you know if I add them all up, I have what's called a subtotal, right?
Right.
You heard of RS means, so you probably heard of what's called a city cost index?
Right.
Okay. And then do you know sometimes you guys bid what's called a coefficient, which is a markup of a number that's either a positive or a negative that says that, hey, we'll do the work in RS means for 20% overhead, or we'll do it for minus 10% because we think there's a little extra money. Have you heard of what's called a multiplier?
Yes.
What totaling components are, it is all 3 of those put together. We kind of sneak the other thing in here called non-priced and material sales tax, and just different things that you normally would see on the bottom of a spreadsheet. That's what totaling components are. Does that make a little more sense?
Yes.
Okay, so what can I do? I can use the project default totaling components. I can use the ones from the clipboard. That's probably not a good idea. Or I can select them. I kind of like the whole select thing. So what that's going to allow me to do is I can bring in the estimates and leave the original estimator's name. Now maybe Tim worked on all these estimates and I want to put my name in here now. By clicking on what's called Keep Original Estimator's Name it actually allows me, when I uncheck that, to default to my name or put it under any of the people's name that's within the group. Talked a lot about it last week. I'm going to talk about it a little bit this week. It's called automatically reprice RS means and trades. So what we found over the years is people know how to copy and paste, but they're not updating the RS means line item from one year to the next. It's familiar, Walt, is you've got a book now that's what, 2011, last 2010, maybe 2012. So what if I have estimates that are done back in 2010? How do I bring them up to the current pricing? It's exactly what's done right here. So let me kind of show you what I did. I unchecked this, which is going to put my name there. I went ahead and said this is an RFP, request a proposal, just kind of getting started with it. I want to go ahead and include this in my totals, which means I want it to all add up. I'm going to select the schema. Oh, there's a new feature we put in last year that we've talked about inside our 4 clicks chatter that we send out, and that will allow me to automatically reprice the RS means. So when I click on that, it's going to say, okay, what do you want to do? Now, Jeff, this is pretty neat. You know how sometimes there are contractors that have bare cost contracts and some that have O&P?
Yep.
What some of the problems were, Jeff, is you'd have line items in an estimate that might have been bare or O&P. So now you had another responsibility to set that. The responsibility, I could also make a mistake. So what we're able to do now, Jeff, and I can show you this offline because I know that's one of the things you wanted to look at, is you can, through the contract, actually lock it down so that you'll see these are grayed out and I can't do anything with these. So it knows that this project is part of a contract that uses straight bare cost. Make sense, Jeff?
Yeah, that's really great. Can I ask, in addition to locking that down, that still allows you to change the pricing on items, so you would have non-priced items as well if that comes up?
Absolutely correct. You can still have non-priced items.
Okay.
You can still have demo and R&R. You can still have averages. You can still have trades, and you can have customs. All we're to do is in a multiple environment where you've got, and Bob, you're going to get like this too one day. You're going to have an estimate that has O&P pricing and one that has bare. All I'm trying to do is make a compliant contract. So I click on this and I say, okay, that's what I want to do. When I click the OK button, it's going to say, well, what totaling component you want to use? And again, that's a mixture of those things we talked about, subtotal, city cost index for localization, maybe non-price subtotal. In some cases, we have non-price multipliers. Whatever all that stuff that's been set up by somebody a little while ago, that's exactly what I'm going to use. And that's going to go to work. It's going to reprice 379 line items. And as you can see, it's actually, and we don't keep a percentage here, but out of 379 line items, it could not do 4 of them. And then it could not do 4 is these 4 line items right here do not have a matching item in this year's RS means book. So what's real nice is this actually puts it at the top of the window and lets me know that. And it tells me what estimate it came from. If a bunch of them, I can go to Save As and actually save this CSV file out to my computer, and I can open it up and know exactly what the items are. But I'll show you a pretty neat little feature that we have. So let me recap and show you what we did. We took an existing project, created a new project, went to 2 different projects and created estimates and pasted them in. What's nice is when I return back, I can see a little icon here that's kind of got like a green T and a clipboard icon. That's allowing me to know that this estimate has been pasted in my project and I have never opened it up to look at any line items. So when I open this up, I look in here and I can see all the items, and we're not going to go too deep into this, but I wanted to show you there's actually a little error icon right here. That lets me know that that line item right there had no item that could automatically swap out for, okay? Or I had don't touch customs too, which is another thing that it did. So what I want to do here is just open it up, take a look at it, and possibly reprice it with my current pricing. And the same thing on this estimate right here. This is probably going to be a demo or an R&R. It wasn't this one, I apologize. But what it will do is it brings in all your line items for you. Here's your new totaling component. and let you know if there's any that it couldn't find. Now what I want to do to finish up the estimates is I want to show one we usually show in our training class. Jeff, I've already built an estimate. This estimate is comprised of 15 line items. I'm happy with it. It's room A. All of a sudden, somebody tells me I need to do what's called room B. And room B has a measurement of 10 by 15, let's say. There's a really neat little function we have called clone. How do I get to clone? Clone is available with the two pieces of paper right here. It's called clone, currently selected estimate. Clone is available with the right-clicking, estimate tools, and it's right here called make a copy of the current estimate. There's a key called Control-Y. You know me well enough, I'm going to press the hotkey. What to do here, Walt, is have you ever done a job where you know the owner's going to want the pricing and you want to give them the price for room A and room B?
Yeah.
Walt, you already built this perfect estimate. It's got everything in there, but it's built on the size of 20 by 16. I need to create one now that's 10 by 12. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Press Control-Y. I'm going to come here and say B, and I say 10 by 12. You with me? That shows the other 10 by 12.
Yeah.
10 by 12.
Gotcha.
Now, when I click OK, I don't want to reprice because I know everything's fine, so I'm going to skip that. I still want to do standard hours, and now I have my original estimate, and I have my new estimate. When this estimate up, you'll see that there are clipboard icons next to every line item. Now, the other day, once your spotlight, we'll show you how you can actually come in here just like this. What am I doing, Bob? I'm tagging these line items, aren't I? Tag line items that have similar unit of measures. And again, for this, but we're going to kind of just tease you a little bit and show you. I can actually come in here and type in 10 times 12, and you see that over 80%, 90% of that estimate has been modified that quickly. Jeff, can you see how there's clipboard icons remaining on the remaining ones?
Yep.
What you do is tag those and actually edit each one of those and just say, hey, yeah, I need a dumpster. And there doesn't have to be 10 cubic yards. I actually want to reselect that. And 6 cubic yards. And it can be done that quick on that. Then I come here and say I've got 4 cubic yards to get rid of. I come here and say it's 10 plus 10 plus 12 plus 12 is 44 linear feet. Got 4 corners, 44 new stuff, 4 corners. I just a second estimate without having to open up a book. Sometimes as estimators, if we already built a similar project where we could just copy and paste. So what I recap on is how you can go to multiple projects and get the estimates into your estimate clipboard, okay? In your clipboard, you can immediately see it by just double-clicking here. You control of checking or unchecking what you want to paste. So if I only want to bring in this one, then I just check that and I can import that. So it's kind of like a live dynamic clipboard that's allowing you to do some pretty neat things while you're in it. Okay. What I want to do is talk about how to cut. Now, cutting would be is if I made a mistake and the estimate's in the wrong project. So what I did right here is I put them in this project when they only needed to be in another one. So what can I do? I can tag, I can cut, and then I can move. Same thing you have with Control-X inside Excel. And please, you can continue to add on to your clipboard. That's extremely important. Most people think that this clipboard is a Windows clipboard. And Jeff, you know, if I type something into Windows and I copy to my clipboard and I copy something else in, I just replace that. How an estimate clipboard should be, you should be able to add to the clipboard unless you want to purge it. Okay. Quickly about what we call paste and purge. I'll delete all of these estimates real quick. They're all gone. Pasting means I'm going to leave everything in the clipboard. Why do I ever want to paste and purge? Why? Because I want to clean my clipboard out because I don't want them sitting inside there. So I can always choose paste what's called paste and purge. Paste and purge is going to do is the same process. It's going to allow me to change the estimator's name, set the schema, or use the default, whatever I want to do, automatically reprice. I'm going to skip that for now, but what it will do at the end, it will totally purge your clipboard. Because what will happen is we'll find ourselves working on about 3 or 4 projects at one time. We'll use our clipboard to go between those, kind of leave that for a while, and if I didn't purge my clipboard, those estimates will remain there. So going to things that we did here, does everybody have a better understanding of what the estimate clipboard is?
Yeah, a little bit. Now, could you review for a second exactly how you put those things on the clipboard?
I can. So right now I have nothing in the clipboard. See the word empty?
Right.
The first I want to do is identify what I want to put in the clipboard. How many of these estimates do you want in the clipboard?
2.
1, 2. See how they're both tagged?
Yeah.
You can tag anyone you want. What you're going to do is you're either going to click on this icon right here, and can you see where it says copy tagged estimates to the clipboard with the little message?
You know, I remember that part. I just didn't know if the clipboard was an actual window you went in to begin with.
It is a window that you can go in. Right now it's empty. There's nothing there. Let me go ahead and put both of these in there, and now it's a window right here where it shows it.
Okay.
So if I made a mistake and I'm like, oh, well, I forgot these 3.
Okay.
I can highlight them, go right here, copy to clipboard, and now 5 of them in there.
Okay.
I'm going to take that same kind of process, and what I'm going to do on this new project is I'm going to start a brand new estimate. First, I'm going to clear these out, and this is kind of how it would look. Okay, if I was building my project, then all of a sudden what I have is outside to a 23 outside HVAC. Okay, so I have kind of built an estimate. I'm not sure what needs to go in it. So what I can do is I can start now to actually go into an estimate. I can tag 1 or more line items within an estimate. Remember, we have 2 clipboards within 4 clicks. We have the estimate clipboard that we just looked at, and we also have a line item clipboard, and they don't intermix, okay? They're both used for 2 separate things. One of them transports estimates, the other one transports line items. So I can go down to Division 23, and I can just tag all these items right here. I've just tagged 4 items. I click here, the same icon that we had, Walt, to put items in our estimate clipboard, I can put them inside my line items clipboard, and you'll see there's now 14 items in my line item clipboard. Okay? Walt, does that make sense what we're doing?
Yes.
So we're going to do an estimate within a project. We're tagging 1 or more line items. We're putting them in our clipboard. How many projects can we go to? As many as we want to go to. Now into my project, go into my estimate. You'll notice that the quickest way that I think to get to the clipboard is right here. Anytime I see 14, I just double click on it. If that doesn't work for you, that's okay. There's a little magnifying glass that's sitting right on your clipboard and it says View. Now let's get up a notch for you, Jeff. What's really cool is, Jeff, I can tag or untag items I want to put in my clipboard. I only wanted to bring in these 7 items. Tag just those 7 items and paste those items directly into my clipboard. Now to bringing them all in, it just brought the 7 in.
That is nice.
So kind of neat in a clipboard is, again, for estimators by estimators. So what we've done is we've listened, and there's many times when, well, I want to bring in all these items from my clipboard. All I really want to do is bring in these 2 controls, those 2 thermostats. So you'd have to actually delete and purge it and go find just those 2. No. Understand the value of these little boxes over here. So does that make sense, Walt? I can tag just those 2.
Yeah.
Tell it to paste just those 2. And now only those 2 are in my estimate. Now I want to paste and purge. I would definitely consider pasting and purging if I was inside of an estimate, I was paste my line items in here, and I wanted to empty my line item clipboard. It will not empty the estimate, the line item. So remember, the same thing the estimate did, paste and purge is going to paste them, me see them, give the clipboard icon, and purge them back out. I'm going to show you one that I have for why I'm going to clone something. This one goes a little over, but pretend I have this item right here and I have a rooftop equipment line item. And go ahead and clone that line item. Maybe that I've got 2 units. You know, maybe I have one on the north side of the building. So I will note right here. If I want to have the same item in my estimate multiple times, again, there's 2 pieces of paper. Right-click, go to Tools, go to what we call Clone right here, or it's Control-Y. So what I would do is do a Control-Y, and I would just come right here and say east side of the building. So the same item can be my estimate twice. Anyone see any value in having an item in your estimate twice?
Yeah, there are times when you're talking about drywall and you have to specify ceiling and wall.
Very, very good. How about EMT when you're bringing it in for comm and you're bringing it in for lights and then you have another one that you want to do for receptacles or something?
Yeah.
Or concrete for the driveway, concrete for the slabs, concrete for the footings.
Right.
Sometimes as an estimator, it's better for me or my owner for me to break that out into multiple line items. Great. Come back a little bit and go over a couple more things that we have right here. On the actual clipboard, it's extremely important to know that you're in here, there's a bunch of different choices that you have. One is you can paste the estimates directly in the project, or you can merge them as one. I don't really like to merge as one, but if I wanted to take all those estimates and bring my estimate as one, show you exactly what that will do. That will just take them all in, and you'll see you now have a merged estimate. The problem, Walt, at that time I kind of lose what was for finishes, what was computer flooring, what was plumbing and mechanical, those different things. Does that make sense?
Right.
That much. That's an option, right? This is you guys being able to do this. Clear my clipboard, a couple of different ways to clear it. Probably the quickest way is to go to what we call paste and purge. That's if you want to paste and purge it, or you can do just purge where you're done pasting and bam, you can clear it out.
So paste and purge means after you paste it, it automatically purges out of your clipboard?
Yes, sir. So my example on that, Walt, is if I was doing 5 projects and I forgot the dumpster in each one of those 5 projects and maybe final cleaning. So I go into an estimate that has dumpster, loading and hauling, and it's got final cleaning. Let's say it has 3 line items. Walt, on the first project, and I paste those line items into my estimate. I go to the second and do it, the third, the fourth, and on the 5th one, I paste and purge. That way my clipboard's empty.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So paste purge means after the last paste, I'm kind of just cleaning it up.
All right.
Open this up to any questions that you guys might have. Again, very narrow topic, just copying and pasting, understanding there are 2 clipboards. Anyone else?
Let's see. Can you do the paste and purge example again?
You can. So there's nothing inside this project at all, right?
Right.
Okay. So what I do is I go to this project and I see something called fire protection. You see that last estimate right there?
Yeah.
How am I put a check mark next to that?
Hit the space bar.
Exactly correct. How am I put that in my clipboard?
Control C, I think.
Very, very good. Now I've got my estimate in my clipboard. Now, you want me to go to another project and grab another estimate? So go to the air conditioning, press the space bar like you just taught me, Control C. Come out of this and go to my new project. Now see if you know what the hotkey is. What's the hotkey to paste?
The Control Y.
That's the clone. So you know what? When you don't know, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Either start at the toolbar icons or you right-click. Watch what happens when I right-click. See here where it says I can paste with Control-V,
Yeah.
or I can paste and purge. If I'm finished with this, am I going to paste or paste and purge?
Paste and purge.
Exactly correct. Paste and purge. Now, I'll put my name in here because I'm pretty proud they're mine. I'm probably going to say select totaling schema because remember, I could be going from one contract to another. I want to make sure that the totaling is correct, the city cost index, the coefficient, and everything. If I want to reprice these to make sure they're current, I click on Select Guides. Checked out this time, and by clicking OK, now I've walked through the entire process of how you go to one project, you open that project, you go to more estimates, one or more projects, copy them to the clipboard and paste them in. Like what you said, that's exactly how we do it. We come here and we press the space bar. We press Control-C. We come out of there. We go to the next one. Press space bar. Control-C. Come out of there. We're not replacing our clipboard. We're adding multiple estimates in there, and at the end we paste and purge. Did that make sense?
Yeah, and then as you pasted them, they're out of. No, they didn't go. I thought once you pasted them, they leave the clipboard. If you paste.
Remember, I just put 2 more in there just while we talked.
Okay.
You're exactly right. They were on before. I just added 2 more in there while we talked.
All right. Okay. Makes sense.
Good deal. Anyone else on the phone?
Makes sense to me.
We thank this very much. Again, we want to keep these down to 20 or 30 minutes. I'm going to send out a PDF to everybody. We'd love to hear what your comments are. Do you guys know what a DD Form 1354 is, Walt?
No.
That's a property document. I guarantee you when you get your first Jock or Sabre, you're going to know what one of those are.
Okay.
Our next spotlight is going to go over how E4 clicks can help you develop what's called the DD Form 1354.
Okay.
I'd say it probably takes anywhere from a half hour to an hour to do it by hand. We'll see if we can't get you out of here in about 5 or 10 minutes by doing a 1354.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Well, thank you again very much for everybody coming. We know your time is real valuable. Happy Fallout. We can't. Everybody keeps real busy as well.
Mike, thank you for doing this.
You're most.
Mike.
Have a good day, everybody.
Take care.
Take care.
All right.
Thank you.